Hey guys, in this video you're going to be learning, is the 10,000 hour rule applicable to poker? Hey guys, it's Poker Mindset Performance Coach Adam Carmel here. In today's video we're going to be looking at the 10,000 hour rule and seeing if you can apply that to poker. So before I go any further on this, let's get a definition of what this 10,000 hour rule is, where it came from, and then we can go from there to apply it to poker. So a guy called Anders Ericsson first coined this term, the 10,000 hour rule, and he was talking about deliberate practice towards mastery. If you spend 10,000 hours, you should be able to master a lot of things. And he used chess as an example, classical music, and golf as examples of how you can master things by deliberately practicing them over and over. This is generally a specialized skill. You focus very narrowly in a certain range. And Malcolm Gladwell made this famous with his book Outliers, where he covered again chess, golf, and classical music to show that people who specialize early often get an advantage. Now, one of the common examples used to support this narrative is that of Tiger Woods. And Tiger Woods got into golf very early. At age 3, he was on TV driving balls, and he was very young when he was very, very, very good because he practiced early. And as a result, he ended up getting an advantage on the competition and went on to master golf to a very high level because he got in early. So he was an early specialist. Now, I used to buy into this concept fully for a long time, and then a book came out recently by an author called David Epstein, and he kind of questions, is this true? And other examples used for deliberate practice applicable to other things. Now, to set the scene, he uses the example of Tiger Woods, the specialist who started young, and Roger Federer, who was on the opposite scale, who was more of a generalist. And Roger Federer played soccer, he played basketball, badminton, anything with a racket and a ball basically, for a long time, and he specialized in tennis very late. And the author paints the narrative that early specialization is only applicable to certain things, and sometimes being a generalist and trying loads of different things first is going to be more advantageous. So it's got me thinking about how poker fits into the 10,000 hour rule model and how we learn poker. It left a lot of unanswered questions for me. So I started digging and I started looking into learning environments and feedback loops, because I've always thought that poker has a very interesting feedback loop, which I'll go into now. So I came across a guy called Robin Hogarth, who coined the term kind learning environments and wicked learning environments. I'll talk about how poker fits into this, but first I'll explain what these learning environments look like. A kind learning environment is where you have fast and reliable feedback. So the outcomes are very closely linked to the decisions that you make. As a result, it's predictable and it's accurate. So a great example of this is chess, where your feedback's accurate and reliable, and golf, and also classical music. And these are, surprisingly, the examples that get used in the 10,000 hour rule towards mastery. Now, on the other side, we have wicked environments. Now, wicked environments, that's when the outcomes aren't closely linked to the decision itself, where sometimes there's misleading information, sometimes there's missing information, and the outcomes you get back don't link super accurately to the decision that was made. So a perfect example of this would be starting a business. Whether the business goes great or the business fails, it's very hard to pinpoint what caused it. There's so many variables, it's really hard to tell. So when I was looking at the kind and wicked environments, I was thinking, where does poker fit into this? And it's on a sliding scale, so some are more kind and some are more wicked, and there's a whole in-between area. And the more I thought about it, I thought, right, poker has got lots of misinformation. The outcomes you get aren't always accurate. You can play badly and win in a hand or in a session. You can play good and lose. So there's loads of feedback that's not accurate. And the more I thought about it, I thought, right, poker is very close to wicked. It must be high on the wicked scale. So I put poker towards the higher end of wicked. Not like the fully, like starting a business is probably slightly more, but poker's definitely got to be wicked. Now you're probably thinking, why is that I'm talking about this 10,000 hour rule? Why is he talking about these environments? How does it affect me as a poker player? So when you've got a kind environment, all that matters is deliberate practice, very specialized. However, when you're looking at a wicked environment, the way you learn in that environment is very different, and you need lots of skills rather than just deliberate practice. So when in a wicked environment, knowledge and experience isn't enough. It's not always enough. So if you look, I'm sure you guys have got examples in your own life of people have been playing poker forever, but they're still no good. Why is that? Surely they're putting their hours in, they're thinking about it, it's deliberate practice. How are they not getting better? And the reason is you need lots of skills in order to learn in a wicked environment. The feedback loop itself doesn't necessarily mean you learn. So as a poker player, some of the skills that you need on top of just the experience. You need to have lateral thinking. You need to be able to solve problems and think outside the box. You need an analytical mind. If you haven't got an analytical mind, you're not going to be much good at poker, because you need to be able to use data, use information in a good way. You also need emotional stability. Without emotional stability, you're going to come unstuck in lots of poker situations. And then you need to understand psychology. You really need to understand psychology of yourself first, so you understand how your own brain works, and also your opponents and how they're thinking, how they're feeling, and how that's impacted by their psychology. And you also need to overcome selective bias, where you're basically we have mental biases where when we win, we think we played good, and when we lose, we think we played bad, and we miss out on so many learning opportunities. So in this wicked environment of poker, the 10,000 hour rule, unfortunately, doesn't apply overly well. Yes, 10,000 hours of poker is going to probably make you a much better player, but that alone is not all you need. You need to be working on your mindset, working on emotional stability, working on how you make decisions, and more importantly, how you learn when the feedback is not accurate. And that's a challenge. So if any of you guys want to start working on this, I've got a worksheet below called How to Fix Your Mindset Leaks, where you can start looking into your mindset flaws that may have come up for poker and how to fix them. So hope this gives you some food for thought, guys. And yeah, I really wanted to put a video together on this topic because I thought it's really interesting how poker fits into the kind of learning models of 10,000 hour rules or not. And yeah, hopefully you got some good value from it and you can apply some things from it. So thanks for watching. Download the free worksheet below and hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Follow my channel, because there'll be plenty more poker content coming from me very soon.